I'm from the south, but the people up north take shotguns, rifles, and no, not four-wheel drives. Shotgun, rifles, and pistols, and any kind of gun they can get their hands on, and just shoot up signs. They do that in the north, or is that just us rednecks in the south? If I had to picture anywhere that Bigfoot would live, if he was real, it'd be in these woods. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them grouped together. Kind of, it may sound funny, but it kind of reminds me of like the old men of the forest, like the old trees. Is that weird? They just kind of look like grandpas sitting there. That's weird to say. But anyway, don't judge me. I don't know what kind of poop this is. Some people may call it scat. It's crap is what it is. It almost looks like somebody took a dip out and just threw it on the ground. I cannot stand for people to litter because it's so freaking lazy. All you gotta do is take your lazy butt to your house and throw whatever trash you have away inside. It's so simple. Or leave it in your car and throw it away when you get gas at a gas station. Not just chunk it out the window because you're lazy. Oh, it makes me mad. I don't typically drink Red Bull, but I thought I'd try something different this morning. Look at that golden color. Man, how you gonna beat that? I feel like Stale Cracker out here if y'all know who that guy is. Let's get it, dude. Alright, y'all, I got my first composition set up and I was just riding down this, I think this is an old forestry road. We're in National Forest, I think Homochitto National Forest right now. But I just drove, this is a 3-mile road. I say road, it's like a dirt, it's got a little bit of gravel, but it's mostly dirt. And I took my took my car all the way to the end of it, and on my way back, I just noticed this tree that had the sun coming through. The sun was kind of backlighting the tree, and when it backlights a tree like that, it just kind of makes all the leaves glow, and it looks pretty cool. I've got to hurry up and take it though because I'm already losing light. It's moving. The sun's already moving, and I'm losing a little bit of that color that I had about 2 minutes ago. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put on a polarizer for this. That way I can just kind of cut through the glare on those leaves and make them pop a little bit. Take that off because that just gets in the way. I don't need that lens hood this time. Okay. So, anyway, go ahead and set my 10-second timer because on this, with this big lens on here like this, there'll be a lot of camera shake when you zoom. The further you zoom in, the more camera shake you'll get, and even something just as simple as pressing the shutter button will cause a good bit of shake on camera. So on this, I don't have a remote shutter with me, so I will use a 10-second timer. Focus again, and take a picture. All right, so again, not a bad little scene to start the morning off with. So we'll go down. I'll get back in the car and we'll head back down this sketchy country dirt road and see what else we can get. In my mind, if I had to picture anywhere that Bigfoot would live, if he was real, it'd be in these woods. You go basically this little road, dirt road, after turning left and right about 10 times, it goes deep down in this bottom. And when you get here, it is just deathly quiet. There's nothing around. There's birds chirping, but other than that, it is so still and quiet. And kind of creepy looking too. There's no telling how many deer are back here, how many big bucks, but I keep trying to find this one location. One spot, it's got a small little hiking trail, or maybe if it doesn't have a trail, it at least has somewhere where I can get out of the car and walk around just for a few minutes and look and see if I can see anything. But it's more difficult to find than I thought. Google Maps took me to where it thought it was, but that wasn't it. So I'm having to retrace where I went and kind of pull up the map and do some research myself to try to find out where it is, because believe it or not, Google Maps sometimes is wrong. So, but hopefully we'll find it. Otherwise, I'll just stick to the roads and keep riding and see if I can find anything to photograph. So we're at a place called Pipes Lake. I think it's Pipes. And when I looked on Google Maps, this place, it's pretty covered by trees. The canopy covers a lot of this lake, but it looked like it still had water and lily pads and something that I could maybe kind of go walk around and look at. Maybe it's because that's an old picture on the internet, or maybe it's because of the drought we have, but this place is bare. There's no water. Let me show you. As beautiful as it is, it's nice and colorful and green, but there is absolutely no water to be found here. I do, however, see some nice red color right there, and some other colors, some trees changing color across over there. So if I can find a way to maybe hike up and go around this place, because I can't go through, I can't go across that. It's real muddy and boggy, probably snakes all in it. So I'll try to find a way to get around that, and then maybe we can find something to take a picture of. So it's today. I'm trying to. If you wonder throughout this video why certain times I keep tapping the screen or doing this, it's because this camera has 2 aspect ratios. You can either put it in a 4:3 crop, which if you watch my older YouTube videos, it doesn't quite fill up the whole TV screen or computer screen. But if you put it in 16:9 crop, which is what I've finally discovered I can do, it only lets you use one screen at a time on this thing. There's a front screen right here, and then there's a back screen. So if I turn it around and want to use the back screen, and I've been using the front screen, I have to tap it and swipe up to get the screen to unlock so I can use it. And then the same with this screen on the front. So if you see me messing with it, I'm not fighting bugs off or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get my screen to work so where I can see myself talking to you. So anyway, it's such a beautiful day. It's Labor Day. Most people are off today, but there's nobody here, and once I got here I can see why. But it's beautiful. I think the high is only like 88, 89 today, and the wind's blowing, so it's pretty nice. So and I heard about this place. I think my daddy actually said he camped here when he was a kid. They used to come up here and camp out here, but I'm sure it was much prettier back then and had more water in the lake because it's dry right now. So anyway, enough talking. Get my Red Bull that I shouldn't be drinking while hiking and my tripod, and I'm gonna head on around, see if we can find some stuff to shoot. Well, looky there. There's some water after all. I just hiked up here to the top of this hill. Should have done that before, but should have known better. But anyway, there is some water over there. We'll go check it out. It doesn't look like it's got much though. It's pretty dry. It's pretty low. Either way, go check it out. I just saw an egret over there. It stood out. It was extremely bright white. But I've already spooked him. He's gone now. So these woods are so thick with just grass and weeds and just stuff everywhere. It's hard to walk in these woods. I see little birds and big birds and all sorts of wildlife flying away as I get closer. It's amazing how good they can either see or hear or both, because the ones that are flying away or are at least 150 to 200 yards away. And I'm actually walking pretty quiet other than when I'm talking, so. I'm honest, I'm kind of nervous about going into this. See all that? It's beautiful. If the sun was back behind there, it would backlit all those orange and red colors, and that would be an absolutely beautiful picture. Have to make it work as far as the composition goes, but man, that would be pretty. But instead, the sun's over here. People don't realize, well, I guess unless you're a photographer you wouldn't realize it, but you don't really realize how much the sun has an effect on the color of everything. When it's bright like this and it's just too harsh, everything's kind of just flat looking. But when it first comes up, or if it's cloudy, has a nice soft light over everything, just makes for it makes all the colors just pop a little more. So, man, this lake's a lot bigger than I thought. It wraps all the way around there, and I wish it was full, because there's no telling what kind of wildlife we could find here. But I'm gonna keep going this way and hopefully don't get bit by a snake or something. It's pretty thick. Here goes that egret. It's crazy how afraid everything is of humans. I hear birds flying away and making noise, turtles jumping off logs into the water. I guess just because they hear me coming. It's wild. Oh man, this place is extremely beautiful, but the sun is so harsh. It's so high up in the sky, it just makes everything just flat in color. It's so hard to try to find something to shoot. Anyway, stop trying to complain and start trying to find something to photograph. There goes the egret again. Oh, and there's another egret right there. So I've just come up, not far, just up over the hill from down by that the lake, if that's what you want to call it. And I've got this scene set up. I've already taken the picture because the sun was just right and I didn't want to lose it. This is not what I would typically photograph because I'm a little bit more picky, I think, most times. But when you have a situation like I have today where everything is so bright, the sun is very harsh, the light is harsh, and there's not much access around the lake unless you literally want to walk the entire lake, and it goes, I mean, it's got just the coves everywhere, so that would take me a long time to walk, which you never know, I may go back, eat some lunch, and I may try it, I don't know. But for now, I've got this magnolia tree, and the leaves are just kind of overhanging. They reach pretty low. And yes, I knew this tree. I know what a magnolia tree is because I fell out of one when I was a kid. My grandma had this wooden lattice like stuff to put around her garden. I thought it'd be a good idea to take it and prop it up on a tree and use it as a ladder, and I climbed up a magnolia tree right in the front yard. And I got to the top of the little makeshift ladder, and I grabbed a limb, and I was probably 20 foot up, maybe. I grabbed a limb, and it was dead, which magnolias are notorious for having dead limbs that look alive, but they're dead. So I pulled it, it broke, and I fell out of the tree, and I landed on the ladder, that wooden lattice ladder thingy, and I broke it in half, and I cut my leg up real bad. So anyway, I know what a magnolia tree is now because of that. So anyway, the tree is, oh, that wind's picking up, it feels so good. The tree is right here. I'll turn around and show you in just a minute. And it's got these low hanging limbs, and in the foreground, the whole ground up underneath it is just littered with these old, fallen, dead magnolia leaves, and they got this nice golden brown to them. And then mixed in, all in different spots around those leaves, are these green little, I don't know, they're just these grass patches that pop up, and the sun is backlighting those, and they're really glowing, like this really pretty green glow to them. So anyway, I know that sounds like a lot, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. I've already taken a photo, and I don't know if I can show you on here, but here's the scene. There's the magnolia tree. Here's the limbs, just kind of hanging over different parts, different areas. And then here are the little grass patches I was talking about that's scattered all throughout the dead magnolia leaves. That's probably from years past where the leaves have fallen. And so anyway, and I also, the sun is just, see it right there, just on the edge of that tree. And what that allows me to do, come on screen, what that allows me to do, if you set your camera, you set your aperture to f/22 or higher, depending on your lens, if you position it where that's the sun is just creeping out, just ever so slightly creeping out behind, whether it be a tree, a limb, a mountain, even a cloud, anything, if it's just peeping out the edge and you set it to f/22 or higher, I think I've even set it to f/18 or 20 one time and got the same result, but it'll give you a sun star. And basically what that is just the light reflecting through the iris of your camera, not reflecting, but it's coming through the iris, and it's making these little beams of light, because it's stopped down, your iris is stopped down so small that it creates that effect. So anyway, sometimes I have my mood. Sometimes I love sun stars, and other times I'm just like, it distracts from what you're actually trying to photograph. So in this case, I actually like it. So when I get back home and get it on the computer and I can actually zoom in and look at it and see what I photographed better than on this camera, I may not like it at all. But if I do like it and it turns out okay, I'll show you the shot. And here's what I got on the camera. It's near impossible to see with all these. Yeah, no, never mind. I can't show you on the camera. But anyway, so if I get it back home on the computer and I like it and it's worth the crap, I'll show you the shot now. Today, I'm going to teach y'all how to make the best grilled cheese you'll ever eat. the simple version, nothing fancy. You need bread. You need shredded cheese, not sliced. And most importantly, you need butter. I use pepper. I use pepper on everything. Probably thinking, oh, it's just a grilled cheese, how hard can it be? Get this out of the way. I have eaten many grilled cheese that did not taste good. So, the key to this is, first of all, like I said, shredded cheese, and then lots of butter. Some people leave out butter. That's the most important part to me. That's where you get a lot of your flavor. So it's soaked into your bread. If I'm in my kitchen at the house, I cut off little pieces, little squares from the butter, small little pieces, and put one in each corner of the bread. But since I'm out here, I'm not going to take the time to do all that. I'm just going to put it on the skillet and go from there. Alright, got a little flame going. It's hard to see, but it's there. We can get the pan nice and hot. Get off there. Plenty of butter. Actually, you could use more than that. I could. While it's still cooking, put your first piece of bread on and just twist it. That's what I do. I soak up every single drop of that butter in that pan. That way the entire side is evenly coated with flavorful, fattening, cholesterol-filled butter. Then you go ahead and put your shredded cheese on there. Thick. And do it like some of these people. They barely put enough cheese on there to even know there's cheese on it. Go ahead and put your next piece on. That way it can kind of sort of start melting. Just kind of spin it just a little bit. Keep the butter spread out evenly. Oh yeah, that's perfect. You can see on this side. So typically, I'm in a kitchen, I can do this a little easier, but go ahead and hold it up. You don't want just one piece of bread buttered. You want both. So pick it up. It's getting really hot. Go ahead and put you some more butter for the next side. Again, typically, if I was going to do this at the house, I would already have both sides of the bread buttered, but I don't. Look at that golden color. Man, how you gonna beat that? I feel like Stale Cracker out here, if y'all know who that guy is. Let's get it, dude. I ain't nothing like him, but dadgummit, I can make a grilled cheese. Ain't got no shrimp on here or nothing, but I got cheese. Let it sit, but keep checking. You don't want to get too burnt, and it happens quick. Normally the second piece of bread obviously cooks a lot quicker because it's got a lot more heat on it. It's got a lot the pan is heated up since the first piece more. So with all the chaos, I forgot to put my pepper on there, but that's fine. I can sprinkle it on top and eat it just like that. All right, that's the first one. And that's perfection for you right there. 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. Look at all that pepper. That's what you want right there. Perfection. You know it's bad for you when it tastes so good. Oh man. A few videos ago, I brought a steak and cooked steak and potatoes and everything, and that's good, but sometimes a simple meal is the best. I'll have to come back here and camp one day. No telling what kind of noises I'll hear at night. I haven't seen a paved road when I was coming in here. Miles of dirt roads to get back here. No paved roads at all. Well, go ahead and cut the camera off, save me some battery. I'll bring you back later. See that? You ain't getting that with no sliced cheese. Just saying. Alright, y'all. I just finished up eating and kind of relaxing for a while, cooling off, hydrating. I've crossed over to the other side of this little lake, or dried up pond if you want to call it that. I've got y'all set up on my tripod, so you're going to be a little close. If y'all remember this morning, I mentioned that there's this tree on the other side of the lake that was backlit and had this really nice red color to it. Somehow, even though the sun is directly above in the sky right now, it's midday, it's about 12 o'clock, it still managed to have this slight glow to it. It's I guess it's pretty much backlit, which is really weird because typically you don't get that glow unless the sun is lower in the sky and directly behind it. So anyway, this is, I don't know if I'm gonna like this shot or not, but I'm gonna take it anyway because it looks really good from here. Whether or not it will be when I get it back home on the computer, I really don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna shoot this one a little bit higher. I'm gonna shoot this one at f11. I want a lot more to be in focus on this composition. So you can go ahead and take it real quick, and I'll talk you through it afterwards. I don't want to lose the light. Oh, look at there. Wow. Just as I said that, a cloud went behind the sun and took it away. I may actually put this on the screen. Don't know if I will or not, but I may actually put this on the screen, what this would look like when the sun is not backlighting those leaves versus what it looks like when it is backlighting those leaves, to show you the difference and just how important light is to a subject, to anything you're shooting. Really, in any genre of photography, anybody that's experienced will tell you light is everything. So if you don't have it, you won't make a good picture, unless you do astrophotography. That's a whole nother game. You want to shoot the Milky Way, you better not have any light in the sky other than the stars, or you won't get it. So I'm just gonna wait here. This is a big cloud too. Tell you what, I'll pause the video, and then when this huge cloud goes away and I get the light back, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, as you can see, the light is back. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this photo now. I'm at f11, ISO 400, because there is a little bit of wind. I want to kind of speed up the shutter speed. I don't want anything blurry in the photo from the wind moving it. And that gives me 1/80th of a second, and that'll work for me. 10-second exposure. 10-second timer to eliminate all the shake in the lens, since I am zoomed in here to about 180 millimeter. So I don't know if you can see it, but this the green grass is really vibrant because of the light, and this pine tree right here in the distance, it's going up diagonally like this. Well, right behind the pine tree is where all that color is. No idea what kind of tree it is. No idea if it's probably just another tree that's dying because of the heat and the lack of water, but I don't know. So I would show you right here, but it's dang near impossible to see it because all the reflections and stuff. So anyway, I'll decide which one of those two that I like and put them on the screen. It is crazy, the compositions that you can find. Sorry, noises in the back in the woods. It's crazy the compositions you can find if you just look for them. They're everywhere. Now, about 3 years ago, I never would have taken a picture of this. But my photography style has, grown and changed over the years. So you at home may not like this picture. To me, it's different. I would have liked. Actually, the light's gotten better. But anyway, we'll get my stuff set up, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. All right, guys. So as I was saying, I would have never shot this a couple years ago, but as my photography style has changed and what I like and what I've learned to be, I don't know, I've just learned that there's other things other than just beautiful sunrises that are appealing, and they can be beautiful pictures. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this real quick, and then I'll explain what I'm doing, because the sunlight is just kind of coming and going, and I don't want to have to wait another 10 minutes for the sun to come out. Try to get this shot again. So what we have here, let me see if I can. I'm gonna get my phone out and try to record this. I kind of failed at it this morning, but it's this old. Looks like where the lake bed was, and it dried up, and you've got these old. They're not. I don't think they're not cypress trees. I don't know what they are, but they've got a bunch of roots just kind of going everywhere. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them grouped together. Kind of, it may sound funny, but it kind of reminds me of like the old men of the forest, like the old trees. Is that weird? They just kind of look like grandpas sitting there. That's weird to say, but anyway, don't judge me. But the light's just kind of dappled, hitting some parts of the tree, and then the other parts it's in the shadow. So you got your highlights, your shadows. It's just a perfect scene. And then I put my polarizer on there just to kind of make those greens pop again like I did this morning. So I'll try to get my camera, my cell phone up. No, don't go away. Try to get my camera set up here where you can see what I'm trying to show you. And this is so I'm using my long lens. Let me go ahead and pull my video up. So here's my setup. I'm having to shoot through these. I'm having to go up underneath these limbs, and then also stay above those way down there. There's this little bitty gap, and you can see just there. Those are the trees that I'm shooting. I've already got the shot. You can see right here. And obviously it'll look a lot better on the video. But I did a 16:9 crop. Sometimes you just know what'll look better. I guess that's the best way to put it. If I took a full frame or a 4x3 or something, I'd have to do a lot of cropping to get what I want. A 16:9 it's short, but it's very wide, and it's a kind of like a panoramic shot, I guess you could say. Anyway, I like it. I actually always wanted to get a unique photo like this, and I haven't really had the opportunity because I don't know where a lot of trees like this are. You know, you got your cypress trees, but that's not like this. Trust me, when you see it when I pop the picture up, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very unique. There's no telling how old these trees are. So anyway, hope you like it. Let's get moving on. Boy, don't you know, a copperhead would blend in perfectly in these any of this. It's all of it's real golden, just like a copperhead is. You can all see just how thick these woods are that I'm trying to film in. I'm trying to photograph everything in. They are, man, dense, very dense. Oh, look at here, we got some I don't know what kind of poop this is. Some people may call it scat. It's crap is what it is. Kind of an odd thing, I guess, to talk about on a photography channel, but it's kind of weird the way it looks. Almost looks like somebody took a dip out and just threw it on the ground. I'm just walking out that hill. There's a ridge way up there. That's where I took that last photo of the trees. And now I'm just going to walk through these woods kind of that way. And just through there, you can't see it probably on this video, but that's the power line that I kind of drove in on. So I'm going to go out to there and then probably walk back to the car. And then after that, probably leave this place and kind of head home, but still be looking for something cool to take a picture of while I'm driving. Because a lot of times I'll find some of the coolest looking, scenes just driving on the road. So, but it's getting hot, and I learned my lesson from, two videos ago. I learned my lesson from staying out too long in this heat, thinking I can hike all day and be just fine. Whoop, spider web. Anyway, but I can't do that. So it's been a great morning. I just wish I could have found this place sooner than I did, because it kept rerouting me. I mean, I must have took 3 or 4 different roads to get here, because for whatever reason they were closed down, and I think there's only one way in here and one way out. So anyway, if I could have gotten here early morning when the sun was just coming up, I definitely would have got a few extra pictures, some better photos. So, but it is what it is. Can't get everything the way you want it, that's for sure. Alright, I'm gonna stop videoing so I could keep my eye on the ground for snakes until I get out of this place. Alright y'all, that's pretty much it for the day, for this video. I'm tired. I've wore myself out. Not to mention the rain's coming in. You probably don't know if you can see that up in the sky. It's getting kind of dark back there, so I'm gonna head on back to the car. Go enjoy the rest of my Labor Day with my wife and the kids. I know this video, it may be a bit of a long one because I feel like I took a lot of pictures this morning. But it is what it is. For those of you who like the shorter videos, where they're about 15 to 20 minutes long, well, that's going to be kind of hard to do on this channel because I do like to go a little bit in depth about what I'm taking a picture of and what my settings are, and just to kind of, I don't know, paint a better picture for you guys watching of what I'm actually doing and why I'm doing it. So again, may have been a long one, but if you stuck with it to the end, I appreciate it. Give it a like if you enjoyed it, and as always, if you want to see more stuff like this, more photography, more outdoors, go ahead and subscribe, and see y'all in the next video. Do people up north, I'm from the south, but do people up north take shotguns, rifles, and no, not four-wheel drives, shotgun, rifles, and pistols, and any kind of gun they can get their hands on and just shoot up signs? They do that in the north, or is that just us rednecks in the south? Man. I've never understood that. I've done some stupid things, but I have no desire to go shoot signs. Whatever.